Welcome.
Welcome.
Hi, guys.
What's up, guys?
We are so sorry. It's been a while.
Yeah, so we've been literally so busy with trying to get our wedding planned and all that stuff, and then my computer actually broke, so I had to replace parts, and I had to wait on the parts to come in, and all this other stuff. So
yeah, it was just one thing right after the other. It was my birthday. We were busy. It's just been a lot of stuff going on, so apologizing right now. I mean,
in advance.
And I was gonna say in advance, but here we are right now. Apologizing for the extra time it's taken. So we're hoping that's why we can't like say that we're committing to every week, because it's really tough, and especially right now, like we don't even know if we can get one out next week. Fingers crossed. We're just got a lot going on with parties and planning and blah blah blah. So
yeah,
gonna try and crank these out.
We definitely have to try to figure out a better setup process for our stuff, for sure.
Yeah, it just took us like 30 minutes to set all of this stuff up. Yeah. So first things first.
First things first. If you haven't already, make sure you follow our Spotify. Link will be in the description. Follow our Facebook page and our Instagram, where we're going to be uploading our photos of our cases.
Turn on the notifs.
Yeah, turn on them notifs.
Ding! Here we are.
Hey.
Mike.
Maybe it's over now.
Maybe it's not.
So.
Is that it?
No. It is Amelia's turn, and I don't remember what she had planned. So.
Yes, it's mine. This one's mine. I'm actually really excited about this one. I originally was just going to do the Mount Washington Hotel. I don't know if you know, which I actually didn't know that it's haunted. So when I did the research, it was a lot less going on than what I thought. So I added a little bit, and I did creepy haunted hotels in New Hampshire. So yeah, are we ready? You ready?
Yeah.
I'm excited. Okay, so the Omni, which I'm not even sure what that stands for, but Omni is the correct pronunciation. The Omni Mount Washington Hotel, built in 1902 by a man named Joseph Stickney. He became wealthy from investments in coal mining and the Pennsylvania Railway. Joseph was born May 31st, 1840 in Concord. So we're taking a little step back in time.
Okay.
When Joseph was 40, he bought Mount Pleasant Hotel with his partner, John Cunningham, which is kind of irrelevant, but this is just kind of like
partner or lover partner.
Okay. But yeah, this is just like a little backstory. I wanted to kind of like talk about him first, where he came from. There's a lot that there's just a huge chunk of information just missed. He was born back in 1840 and then 40 years later, so we're already in 1900s.
Okay.
So his partner, they got a hotel. It was called the Mount Pleasant Hotel. Mm-hmm. It was in the White Mountains, but it wound up getting demolished.
Okay.
He then married Carolyn Foster in 1894.
So he was...
So I guess this wasn't in the 1900s yet. Yes, I can do math. I can say things. But from there, he went to go build the Mount Washington Hotel in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. The hotel is one of the few surviving grand hotels of the Gilded Age, which if you don't know what that is, which I didn't know what it is, it's just an era, doing great. An era extending around 1870 to 1900. It was a time of rapid economic growth, with American wages being higher than Europe. So millions of immigrants came to the U.S. So it's just an era kind of big in time. This is the only hotel, one of the very few that are still around to this day. In 1944, representatives from 44 nations met to set the U.S. dollar as the main currency used in international exchange, and it was hosted in the hotel in the Gold Room.
Wow.
Which I'm pretty sure is just like one of the bigger rooms.
So this hotel is located on Mount Washington.
No, so that was the White Mountains was... Well, yeah. It's actually not on Mount Washington. I think it's like an offset to Mount Washington itself.
Okay.
Mount Washington Hotel was added to the National Register of Historic Places. I mean, obviously, because it's one of the oldest buildings. In 1975, excuse me. And in 1986, it was recognized as a National Historic Landmark. Okay, so here we go. This is the good stuff. After only 1 year of the hotel being open, so 1903, Joseph had actually died from a heart attack, but it didn't take long for Carolyn to remarry. She remarried Prince, I'm probably going to say this wrong, Lucinge of France, so however that's supposed to be pronounced. She still spent time at the hotel, and even more so after her new husband passed away. I didn't actually see how long like that time difference was between husbands and when he actually died, but he still died before her, and she just was pretty much, she spent the rest of her days at the hotel. She was there a lot until she died in 1936. So many people believe that she is the most prominent ghost sighting today.
In the hotel?
Yes. The original bed that was used by Carolyn and Joseph is still in that room.
Being used?
Being used.
Ew.
It's actually not ugly looking. I didn't actually want up getting a picture of it.
I guess they probably... I'm thinking mattress. When you said that, mattress popped into my head.
Yeah, they have the same mattress. There's bugs in yeah.
That's why... Okay, so a bed frame, yeah.
Yes, the bed frame. Maybe still the bed. Could be. Honestly, would be gross. That full, but, you know...
That full 1936 experience.
Yeah, we love that. 1900s, really. Yeah. So... Multiple sightings and occurrences have been recorded in her old suite that is now guest room 314.
314.
Guests have woken up to find Carolyn sitting at the end of the bed, slowly brushing her hair.
So you're facing...
I'm laying down like and I wake up and you're at the end of my bed.
Brushing my
hair. In 2008, ghost hunters went to visit the hotel and had stayed in that room, obviously, where they had discovered paranormal activity and caught an EVP of a woman responding to their questions that is believed to be her. So gotta watch that episode. That's actually really all that I found for information on the story, so I was expecting more. So I was a little disappointed that there was just this one core, basically only really story. There's the website that I actually used. I kind of wanted to read a little bit. I probably won't read all of these, but there's ghost stories from the employees that had worked there.
Okay.
So, a scary encounter. This is, meh. In 1997, I was working as a housekeeper and had to clean room 314, which is known as the princess's room, obviously. I went to service the room that newlyweds were staying in, and I knocked on the door, and there was no answer. I opened the door, went in, and there was a little girl sleeping on the bed. Immediately, I went to the hallway to see my inspector and told her I couldn't clean the room because the little girl was sleeping. She said that was odd because the guests were newlyweds and nobody else was registered. She asked me to leave a note that I was coming back in an hour to service the room. I went back in the room to leave the note by the table. I walked in the room quietly to not wake the little girl up. When I looked at the bed, instead of a little girl, there was a woman staring at me with the most scary smile on her face.
I just got goosebumps.
She had black hair and was wearing a white dress. I got chills down my spine, and I just stood there, frozen. She sat on the bed and kept staring at me. I ran out of the room and told my friend, who was also a housekeeper. We both went back in the room, and there was no one there. I still have a hard time remembering that incident, and I get chills every time I speak about it. I have many friends. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I have many friends that have worked there, and I have heard a lot of scary things that happen. And the day before this happened, my friend and I took pictures of ourselves on the princess's bed. Everybody tells me that I made her upset by doing that.
It's weird. It's
Could be, but yeah, it's absolutely terrifying.
I can't imagine. First of all, seeing a little girl and then going in and seeing like a full-grown woman, and she's just like, "Hey."
And imagine it like not being an apparition either. She's literally just. Good one. You tell me to turn off my phone. Yeah. Okay. So in the late 80s, early 90s, when the hotel was still only seasonal, I was working alone in the ballroom late in the fall, just before shutdown. The time of year always seemed to have more ghost activity, like they knew we were all leaving soon. I had been working on the floor and was resetting the room for a large meeting. The ballroom had super heavy curtains on the window at the time, and I had closed them all. I was moving chairs from the other side of the room, and at one point the curtains started flowing as if someone had a hold of them and was waving them back and forth. I checked all the doors and windows, and nothing was open. It made me wonder, well, I don't know why I just skipped over that period. It made me wonder if someone was messing with me. I sat down chair.
I said a down chair.
I think that's what I set a chair down and stood back up. And clear as day, I saw a woman standing there in a hoop-style dress. Without even thinking about it, I started to leave. But then halfway to the door, I went back to see if someone was playing a trick. I went back out into the middle of the ballroom and was facing towards the lobby of the hotel when it felt like someone rushing past me. I guess it wasn't a trick.
So that was in the ballroom.
That was in the ballroom.
So there was a random lady with a dress on. And, yeah, that's weird.
I think a lot of her ghosts have her in dresses.
Yeah.
In one of the pictures that I have, she's in a dress.
Really?
So it's a good chance that it's her. As I walked into the ballroom late one evening on a night where there was no performers. I thought I was going to say like performance or something. I heard the faint sound of an orchestra playing. I thought a rehearsal was going on, and I went to see who it was. There was no one there. No one. As I walked away from the side of the stage, the lights suddenly went out and the music got louder. It was surreal and very, very scary. I ran to the light switch and saw that it had already been turned off. Yikes. I turned it back on, and the lights went on for a second, and then the switch turned down on its own. The entire time the music kept playing. I ran out and found security and told them what happened. They went in to investigate and found nothing. No music and no problem with the lights. Spooky. That's terrifying. I don't even know what I would do in that situation.
I'd just start dancing or something. Hopefully they would
great.
enjoy it.
So I did kind of want to go over the Mount Washington myths. Because this one is actually pretty big. When I had originally looked up doing the Mount Washington Hotel, he was really excited because he thought that the movie The Shining,
by Stephen King,
was about this hotel, which is actually wrong.
Really?
Yeah. The rumor is that Mount Washington Hotel inspired, but that is inaccurate. It's the Stanley Hotel, but it looks very similar.
So what? That's wild. So many people around here think that it's based off of this hotel. That's why I thought when you said 314, I don't remember The Shining exactly, but I'm almost positive that's the room that is.
I've never seen The Shining, but I believe you. Yeah, look at the picture of the hotel. It looks.
Yeah, we'll put that up on screen.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's the Mount Washington Hotel and some of the haunted stories from employees.
Those are pretty weird. At least it's not like the bed one was the creepiest. Easily. Yeah. But at least it's not. It doesn't sound like they're like physically touching anyone or anything like that. But
yeah, it's not like aggressive or anything.
Yeah, just
these ones,
they're just living their day-to-day life still.
These ones are kind of the same. They're all over New Hampshire. So if you ever get a chance and go to any of these places and want to tell us, let us know. That'd be cool.
She won't go with me to haunted places.
I don't know. One of these, maybe.
I mean, I went to a murderer's house. For the podcast.
For the podcast.
I want to.
You want to go there? Maybe we can pick one of these. The one that's like least scary. But you'll see. You don't even know any of these hotels. So
okay.
Here we go. The Tilton Inn, which is in Tilton, if you couldn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
Built in 1875, the inn has had some famous people come and stay, such as Henry Ford and Thomas Edison.
Henry Ford, really?
Yeah.
Thomas Edison.
Yeah. 1875. What?
Isn't Thomas Edison from like George Washington age? Give me a history lesson.
So I you know what? This was all on some website.
I'm sure there's. I'm sure, babe. Don't worry about it. I'm sure there's other Thomas Edisons. I'm probably thinking of the wrong person. Wait, Thomas Edison's the one on the $20 bill, right? I don't know. Okay. Moving on.
Well, this isn't history class. Sorry, people. Anyway, this was on a website. So there have been 3 major fires over the years, with one of them taking the life of 12-year-old Laura.
Laura, okay.
Guests believed to have spotted her apparition around the hotel.
Huh.
She is mostly seen in the room she was in, as well as the restaurant and the entrance area. She sometimes knocks things off of shelves and rattles glasses around. And ghost hunters have been there to confirm the activity beyond the little girl.
So there's more than just
There's more to it than just her, but she's the most prominent ghost. 3 Chimneys Inn, Durham. Durham. Founded in 1649.
Oldie but goodie.
The ghost that haunts the inn is believed to be the daughter of the original owner, Hannah. She had drowned in a nearby creek, and since then, many sightings of her have been spotted. The inn has only been open since 1998, but it is listed on the National Register of Historic Places and is one of the oldest standing homes in all of New Hampshire. So originally was founded 1649, was a home. They turned it into the 3 Chimneys Inn. So it's crazy that this is also on the Register of Historic Places, just like the Washington Hotel. This is just, it's really old. So one of the housekeepers... Housekeepers was in the dining room when the music suddenly turned on. The air felt heavy, and she felt a hand on her shoulder.
Okay.
Electrical equipment doesn't work frequently, and doors lock by themselves. Guests have reported loud noises from rooms above them throughout the night, with no one actually staying in those rooms. One group of people who were dying together witnessed a glass lift on its own and then shatter into pieces after falling to the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't want to stay there.
Quite the dinner show.
The Nutmeg Inn, Meredith. Built in 1763, this inn was believed to have been one of the stops on the Underground Railroad, and later a boarding house that once expelled 2 students for being Hitler Youths.
What is it? What is that?
A Hitler Youth is basically a youth organization that hailed Hitler.
Oh.
So, bye-bye. There have been reports of cold spots, apparitions in photographs, and poltergeist pranks. So I'm not really sure what a poltergeist prank could be.
Do you know what a poltergeist is?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know. Maybe they're defining it as the ghost pranking the people.
Yeah, maybe.
But poltergeists are normally bad. So
yeah.
There's a lot of...
It's not good. Staff have named a reoccurring spirit, Charlie.
Interesting.
Who has played pranks and has been said to help with repairs around the inn. So this is crazy. One instance was when the owners wanted to install electrical outlets, but it would have been too expensive. So the room was actually closed for the winter, and when it reopened, they found an outlet right where they had wanted it, but never had electricians come and do it, and was never billed for it.
What?
Isn't that weird?
You know what the first thing that popped in my head is, you remember the movie Holes?
Yeah.
Where the guy's like, I could fix that.
I could fix that. Charlie was there to fix that. I also heard that it was he helped made the roof or something like that. He helped move 2x4s to the right spot or something like that.
That's funny.
Next,
I could fix that.
The Notchland Inn, Hart's location, which I had to Google. That is north, somewhere north. I forget that location. It's called Hart's location too.
Huh.
Weird. The land originally in the place of the inn had reportedly been haunted back to 1778, which brings more hauntings to the inn that was built in the 1920s. There's believed to be a common ghost who had died during a snowstorm after running after her fiancé who had cheated on her.
So she found out and...
Yeah, so Nancy Barton is known for writing messages. Oh, yeah. So basically what happened was, pretty sure she went to the inn, found
out
him canoodling.
Canoodling.
And she went to go chase after him, but got caught in the snowstorm and just perished. Something along those lines. She just didn't go back. So Nancy Barton is known for writing messages in the steam on guest bathroom mirrors. One guest had thought his wife brought him flesh flowers. Yuck. Fresh flowers while he was napping, and then used the restroom to find the mirror saying, happy anniversary and lipstick. When he went back into the bedroom, the flowers weren't there. He turned back to the bathroom to find the message gone.
What? What's the name of this place again?
That's the Hearts location.
Okay. That sounds
Notchland
wild.
Inn.
That sounds wild.
Yeah, so she writes on the mirrors, but with no steam either. Or like, I think it's after they shower or something, she'll like write. Yikes. The Spalding Inn in Whitefield.
I've heard of this one.
Owned by co-founders of Ghost Hunters, so that's probably why.
No, my mom stayed here. My mom stayed at this inn with Nana and my Aunt Lori.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and she said some...
She was out there and she said the crazy stuff.
She experienced quite a bit of stuff.
I believe it. I really do. I feel like when you talk about or you believe that stuff, like the ghost hunters, the reason that's more haunted because they're like, hey, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, they welcome it.
Yeah. So obviously there have been many reports of paranormal activity. It's previously known as the Cherry Hill House, and it was built in the mid 1800s, and it's known for the suicide of Mr. Spalding in the carriage house. There has been said that a woman and a child perished in the house as well. Apparitions and shadow figures are most seen in the carriage house, windows, and doors open and close in the main inn.
So the carriage house is separate from the inn.
The carriage house was built,
Yeah.
and then they made more onto it or something like that. There is a repeated sight of a black mass in the bar and in the kitchen. A lot of occurrences have happened in the kitchen, from reports of being grabbed, a white figure moves around, and some have heard a man ask, "What are you doing?" In room 38, it's his favorite number.
Yeah, so if we went and stayed, we'd probably go there.
The bed will unmake itself right after being made.
That's annoying.
That's rude.
That's
That is
rude.
quite rude.
Nobody does that to me.
If you own a dog, you understand the struggle. There is a ghost hunting package that you can get when you stay there.
My mom did all of that, which is crazy.
Maybe
She actually,
we could go there.
yeah,
That one
I
sounds
think
a
it's
little cool, just because the ghost hunters are.
yeah. She
potentially-
got to meet. They got to meet them as
I
well,
believe
which
it.
is cool. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I've heard a lot of stuff about the Spalding Inn.
So this is the last one I have.
Okay.
The Hotel Portsmouth, and that one's in Portsmouth.
Really? Sorry.
So it's originally known as the Seiss Mansion.
Seiss.
Seiss.
Is that a last name?
Yes.
Okay.
The family built the home in 1881 by John E. Seiss.
Seiss.
Seiss. I think that I'm probably saying it wrong. Stop reading ahead.
Owie.
He was a successful businessman. That's why he has this mansion. Good for him. The eldest daughter, Mabel, and her husband had doubled the size of the mansion in the early 20th century when she inherited it. It was then expanded again and opened as the Seiss Inn in 1985. One source said it had been used as a beauty parlor, a doctor's office, and a halfway house for mental patients being released.
That's
where it gets a little weird.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where it takes a turn.
I feel like I'm...
Well, doctor's office too, though.
Yeah, doctor's office could be a little weird, especially with medicine back then. It could like yucky stuff.
That's
you
so
know? It's the
yikey.
yikey. Yeah, so it was then that stories had been going around about paranormal activity. Specifically in Suite 204, the door had begun unlocking and locking on its own. There were also occurrences of piles of ice in the hall,
What?
and sometimes even being thrown at guests. So it was like the third floor, so I'm assuming Suite 204 is probably second floor, and then the third floor,
Yeah.
that's, you literally walk out from your hotel room and you see like where the ice machine is, just like piles of the ice.
Oh.
And sometimes it would be thrown,
What?
chucked at your head.
That is weird.
Yeah. A huge renovation took place in 2014, but still there was activity in the hotel. I don't know if they did that just to like...
Sometimes that
sometimes makes it
worse.
One report had been about a male spirit that has grabbed women's butts.
You creep.
Yeah, you little creep. Other activity has been reported, such as objects being thrown, elevators and chairs moving on their own, and the sensation of someone climbing into bed with them when they are alone.
That is weird.
So we're not going to that one. I
That
don't want to
is
see all of
weird.
that. I don't want to see any of that. Yeah, that's Did I do good?
Yeah,
I thought these were really cool, especially because it's all about, like, it's around here. Like, we could go, I mean, you can go see anything, really, if you travel, but these are close by. These are literally close to home.
I think you guys let us know which one you think. Maybe we'll do that as an episode. Maybe we'll do it. We'll go to stay one with these.
You're good to stay one with the yikes.
We'll go and stay at one of these hotels
Yikes.
and we'll do a podcast.
Yikes.
So let us know in the comments which one you want to see us go stay at. That'd be really cool.
I say the one that the
Spalding Inn would
Maybe
be...
we can start there and progress.
Anyways, yeah, let us know in the comments which hotel you would like to see us go stay at. I think the Spalding Inn would be really cool, and then the one...
And if you have been to any of these and have some stories, we can definitely share that. I definitely want to do that.
That would
Even
be
the
awesome,
Mount
too.
Washington Hotel, something a little song.
So... No, you did a really good job. That was awesome.
I really liked doing the research on this one. It's just the history and stuff I really like. So this one was really fun to do, and I hope that it was enough time. I feel like this was really quick, but
no, we don't have
thought it was
to
cool.
max it out every time. And the other thing is too is like I didn't realize there was. I mean, I kind of assumed there was a lot of haunted inns and hotels around here just because we live in New England, but some of these are really close. Durham is very close.
You're literally.
Where's the
20 minutes
Spalding
away.
Inn?
Spalding. Whitefield.
Whitefield.
That one's up
I don't.
north.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd
East, west, I don't know.
be awesome to go stay at one of these.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys remember what we said in the beginning.
The beginning stuff. Go
Yeah.
follow.
Follow all
Turn
of
on
our
the
stuff.
notifs.
Yeah. We do apologize again for the absolute horrible delay in the release of this,
It's
but
been a while.
Yeah,
We're gonna do our best.
This week is my turn, and I have quite a bit of free time going on this week, so we will definitely have one out soon.
Yes.
Speaking of the next episode, and speaking of my mom, because I mentioned her quite a few times,
Yes.
she's actually going to be the guest star on our next episode, because my mom has absolutely crazy encounters with the paranormal, and she wants to come on the show and share them with us.
I'm terrified, quite frankly.
So, my mom has quite the connection with the afterlife, if you'd ask me. And
I'm not asking you.
well,
Well.
if you wanted to, I'd let you know. So,
Yeah.
thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yes, thanks, guys. Hope you liked it.
Yeah, good job.
Yes. Till next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.